Hello, I am Yogini Sunita, and this is Meditation, Yoga, and Stuff podcast. I believe my dharma or my life's purpose is to share my understanding of meditation, yoga, and Ayurveda, holistic healing science of India. I make these amazing wisdoms accessible and adaptable for present times. So let's start.
Hello and welcome to the podcast. Today's topic is Unstuck Yourself. So what is this unstuck I'm talking about? I'm talking about where we get stuck in situations. Sometimes our mind keeps repeating the thoughts and we feel that there is no way out. We feel that we are in this sticky situation, that there is no light at the end of the tunnel. It is such a deep impression that our mind do not find any way out. And the mind goes into a continuous, almost like a rant, continuous thoughts repeating itself. And these situations, we start feeling maybe lonely. We start feeling negative things, negative beliefs come up like lonely, life is unfair. The world is a threatening place. Nobody is here to help me and things like that. So you're repeating thought process. Sometimes it comes up very deeply. And sometimes we see that we are just stuck into that dark hole, as I call it. It's really so dark that sometimes we can't climb out of that. So I'm going to give some tips about how to work with this kind of situation where you feel that you are stuck, the world is closing on you or things like that. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. So how can we come out of these kind of situations? And these are the situations are created by what we call in yoga sanskaras, or our thought process, latent impressions. We store a lot of information in our life without even us realizing. And this information has coloring to it. So, for example, if our experience is very positive, we'll store that color associated to that, sounds, smell associated to that memory as a positive. And if the experience is a negative, we'll associate colors, time of the day, the similar things we associate with positive memory, we'll associate these things with negative memories. Now, this is how we store information, and we also do coloring of our own. So our mind creates stories around this experience. And sometimes what we store in memory is more of a story rather than actual experience. So when you get stuck in situation like this, what comes up is basically your mind is weaving a lot of stories. Now, it's easy to say to let go, but when we are in deep down in that situation, sometimes we find it very hard to come out of that situation. So how can we change our thought process? So this is where intervention is important. So we need to break the loop of negative thought process. So how can we do that? So what happens that when our mind is constantly in negative place, we also physically, emotionally go into that negative state. So I suggest that any physical activity like walking in the nature, jogging if that is allowed for your fitness level, or a good asana class where you feel your body moving with your breath, literally shaking the negative feeling out of your body. So physically moving body is one way to look at this. Maybe this technique might work for you. So we're going to tune into how can we come out of this situation. So consciously bringing awareness towards something other than the thoughts repeating in your mind. So we need to bring in that intervention maybe by physically moving the body. Remember, wisdom of yoga, our body is slow mind. So that's why when we allow our body to move, we actually can change the thought process. This may be a technique that will work for you. This is a one way to look at this situation, how I can come out of it. Not every time it will work, but at least you have one tool in your hands that this will work. Now, second solution is noticing when you go into these kind of stuck situation, is there any pattern? Is there any thought process which gets you to stuck into this situation? And before even going into this situation, or if you remember like previously when you were stuck like this, can you go to the root of the cause? Can you see why you were stuck there? For example, what was this story you created around? Who put that thought into your mind? Who was that person or that maybe situation that created this scenario in your mind that you cannot come out of it? Also, consciously remind yourself there is always way. When we keep repeating this mantra that there is always a way, the mind will figure out some way to come out of it. So we're trying to give our mind different mantra in a way that there is always a way, there is different way to come out of this. Your mind will search for that. So we need to believe into something positive here. For example, if you get stuck in the story which is very negative and you notice that that's your pattern, then try to go towards the reason when this story started. What make you believe and repeat this situation again and again? There may be reason why you felt this was necessary for you to repeat. Because sometimes the situation is such that it almost protects us in that situation. So that's why it becomes familiar, it becomes our situation. And we start thinking that is who we are. But we are beyond that. There is always way. And what happens that over the period of time, it becomes burden. And we are carrying this burden of that situation. It could be your trust was broken, so you cannot trust anyone anymore. Things like that. You know that there are good people out there, but your heart is now protecting itself and not ready to trust. These are some situations we create to protect ourselves. And believe me, that protection that time worked, that story that time worked. But now that you are not in that situation, you don't need to carry that burden. So this is where we had to let go of that belief that we need this story. And one way to now find out how to come out of this is maybe really tuning into what was the situation. For example, maybe you were told that you are not artist or things like that. Sometimes as a child, unknowingly adults in our life tell us these things where they tell us that we are not enough in a way. And these are their thought process. Remember, this is not you, but it's something maybe they heard in their life and they're just repeating again. I just gave you a hypothetical example of artists. It could be anything, any situation. So coming back to what is it that is stuck situation for you and how to unstuck that is really looking at this situation as if you're watching a third person in that situation and slowly and steadily let go. What was that protected you in that situation? Take that positive part, let go of negative part. And this is a way to grow. In wisdom of yoga, I also suggest people that, thank that experience because that protected you at that time. But it is time to let it go, to grow out of that situation and move forward in your life. So this is how we can unstuck ourselves. Another technique I suggest is when you are observing yourself in this sticky situation, watch your breath. Now again, very easy said than done, because when we are in there, I know from my personal experience as well that when we are in there, it is very hard to see anything or feel anything. We are so stuck in that situation. So this is why regular meditation really helps. In my personal experience, when we do regular meditation, we actually face these situations more with a lot of strength, and slowly and steadily these situations move out of our life. I will not say that they are completely gone, but at least you know what's happening. Your awareness increases. You know what is happening in these situations and you can face it better. Regular practices to calm your mind down, to notice your thought process is the most amazing gift you can give yourself. So regular, even 5 to 10 minutes is okay. You don't have to do 1 hour meditation practice. Just 5 to 10 minutes of stillness and observing your thoughts and noticing that what's happening in your mind for 5 to 10 minutes will really help you to reduce this situation of getting stuck in the situation like this. So you can unstuck yourself this way. Because in meditation, you can use one of the tools is observing your breath. You can observe the same tool into your situation where you're stuck. So meditation, you can take it from that morning or evening time into your life. It is going to seep into your life. So it is going to help you to connect with your breath. So you'll start noticing, okay, my shoulders are up, my breath is uneven and shallow. I need to regulate my breath. And once you start doing that, your awareness, your physical body, it again, intervention, that's what's happening. So your physical body, emotional body, mental body is working together. And that's what we want. Then we are ready to unstuck ourselves. We are already creating that intervention. And also with regular meditation, you bring so much awareness into your life that even before going into this situation, you will start recognizing, oh, I'm going to go there, and I need to prepare myself. And what are the techniques? So you'll remember the techniques last time you used. You'll already have prevention in your hands. And this is how you can use daily calming practices, meditation practices, guided meditation. If you do yoga nidra, relaxation practices, all this is going to be a reservoir to help you in this situation to unstuck. And if there is a very stubborn situation where your buttons are pressed quite deeply and you find that you cannot unstuck, ask for help. Ask for help, because that is the best way to unstuck yourself. Because someone sitting outside can see the bigger picture, can see the situation from outside, and so they may help you in much better way. So if you have a counselor, or if you have a really good friend who understands your situation and give you positive feedback, then take their help. Ask their help and take their help. Find a way to come out of this by taking that help, whatever help you need. And now another way to look at this is also you can use some meditations to let go of this stuck situation. For example, you can sit in a comfortable position and become aware of your whole body. Now, I'm doing this meditation very fast because I know that you might be driving, you might be walking. So I'm just giving you some tips, and you can take these tips and bring it into your meditation practice. So you can sit comfortably for your meditation. Always very important to sit comfortably, so that we bring awareness from physical towards what's happening on emotional and mental level. So physically we need to be comfortable. When you're sitting physically comfortable, bring your awareness towards any sensations in your body. And notice any energy movements happening in your body. And stay here for a few moments, just connecting with your body, physically, emotionally, energetically. And then you can imagine that white light entering in your body with your breath. So inhaling white light and exhaling all your tensions and worries. And imagine slowly and steadily this white light is illuminating your whole body, each and every cell of your body. And you are letting go of all your tensions and worries out of your system. I continue sitting here in this meditation for some time when you're going to do the meditation practice. And you can do this practice regularly, and this will help you to energetically cleanse your system. Instead of white light, you can think of golden light, whichever works for you. That's fine. White or golden light, you can connect with that imagery and allow this image to wash away whatever is not serving you. So inhaling white light, exhaling all your tensions and worries. Now you can play with this meditation. You can imagine the light is entering from crown of your head and worries are releasing from your feet. You can play with this image, whichever works for you. Or you can just imagine each and every breath is very cleansing, illuminating, healing, and you're exhaling all your worries. Try this meditation for at least 21 days consecutively, and you'll find that the stress situation reduces. The mind start becoming unstuck in a lot of situations. And when you are in these kind of like deep rooted stuck situation, maybe you can bring this imagery. You can focus on your breath for a few moments and bring this imagery that healing light is entering in your being and you're exhaling all your tensions and worries. Whatever the stuckness is, you're letting it go. When you try this meditation, believe me that it really helps. This meditation has helped me so many times. It energetically, our whole being start bringing in more positive energy from the universe, the prana. It enters in our system and we start vibrating with positive light. And this is one of the techniques I suggest you can do in situations where you feel that you cannot come out. And try this technique. So try with physical movements. You can try with breath awareness and this situation. And then if in that situation, if you still feel stuck, maybe your meditation, it will help you. So try and bring all these techniques, but please make sure that you do these practices regularly. Regular meditation practice will help you to get unstuck very quickly. And this is my experience. And slowly and steadily, these oops of the stuckness happens less and less. And we start kind of like realizing what are our priorities. So daily meditation is one key which we can hold, one gift which we can give ourselves to get unstuck in any situation. Now, this doesn't mean that the situation will never rise. That's not true, because we are living a human experience. And as a human experience, as Buddha says, that it is a life of suffering. So the suffering is going to be there. We are not enlightened yet, so the suffering will be there. But now we have tools in our hands which we can confidently use. So 5 to 10 minutes of meditation will really help. If you want to know where to start for the meditation, please head over to my website, sunitayoga.com. There are 4 meditations you can practice. They are audio meditations. Choose what works for you and you can practice meditation with that. Over the period of time, I suggest that have your own voice in your head when you're meditating. There are many meditation tools out there. You can use that. All these tools are fantastic. There are apps there. You can use that. And find a way what really resonates with you. And meditating, start with smaller steps. Start with 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And see what works for you. And whatever works for you, then stay with that for at least 21 days. If you can continue after that, that's also wonderful. Like, make this your lifelong habit. It's really a good, positive habit. So I hope today's tips of how to unstuck yourself really helped you. I hope that this podcast is helping you for your emotional, mental, physical well-being. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. If you have any questions, please email me through my website, sunitayoga.com. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate that you're taking this time out of your day. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care. Bye for now.